StreamYard. There we go. Let me get. Let's get it popping, man. I'm about to jump right up. I'm about to jump in that thing.
Yo,
what's good, brother? How you doing? There we go.
I'm good.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just mute it. You can mute it.
All
You ain't
right,
got to
bet.
shut it. Yeah, you ain't got to shut the screen.
All right, cool.
All right, so yeah, anybody want to join, man? Go ahead and click that link in the chat, and yeah, we can get it popping. We can get it popping, bro. What you think about all this crazy nonsense, bro? Like this shit is weird.
It's weird. It's hella weird because I was looking at a lot of different videos of what was going on. I did find a video to where I did see some wording print on the papers, but I'm still not sure about that because I'm me just being a person of this and questioning everything, just like you say. I just don't agree to. I follow you to the point of what you're saying, right? And the only thing that I say is they do have a video where they had print on the paper. I still do not hold any weight to giving them the power to saying that was relevant, that was value, that was what was, it is what it is, because and the reason why I say this is it's not according to just all this other stuff. It's just because you signed a fucking it depends. Were you president when you signed these executive orders, or did you just become a president before the inauguration or after? Because if we have to go off the inauguration, I don't think that was a solidified oath. I don't think that was a real oath, a natural oath, and being sworn upon the people, just upon the fact that she had two Bibles. Now, we never had anybody previously as a vice president or a president to have two Bibles to swear on. So within that sense, I don't agree with none of what's going on. I think all this shit is fake, and simply that's how.
No, you bring up some good points because it's like anything they do from this forth on is illegitimate. Period. Like when the brother got the broadcast at 7 a.m. and started sharing it with everybody, everybody seen that the inauguration was taking place 7 o'clock in the morning, and by our constitutional law, every inauguration that we have to take place at 12:01 p.m.
Exactly.
So any and everything that they do or say is fraudulent. It's not real. So we knew that the inauguration was pre-recorded. Then when I did the live stream, I think it was yesterday, late night, day before yesterday. These people are walking around waving at nobody.
Hey, bro, check this out. Because I was there. These niggas was waving at the yellow coats on the side that was servicing them.
Yeah.
That shit is funny because it's like, and it's real because like seeing that video, I was just like, damn, this shit is real, because it's like, okay, they walked along this perimeter. When you get to the beginning of that perimeter, or matter of fact, you get to the end of that perimeter, then you look on the sides, and it's all protection, or it's all service people of protecting that service. So with that being said, with nobody being outside to protect from, everybody within this establishment is in. They're in the end game.
Yeah.
Right? They're all in the end game. So they make it seem like now to the people. So when you say things like, "Oh, well, who the fuck are they waving at?" They go, "Oh, they're waving to everybody on the cameras. It's COVID. It's this bull fucking shit."
Mm-hmm.
Bull fucking shit. If it was this important, people would still be out there. The thing about it is, don't look at it the fact that you have all the millions of people that was at Obama's last year, the previous years before, but look at the fact that if it is COVID and it is real, then why do you still have all those people out there generally?
Yep.
Point blank. And the thing is, a lot of those people that was even on the side didn't even have a mask or anything. But the main people there have a mask and they're waving to the people without a mask.
But watch how I break this shit down for you real quick, Chris.
Go ahead, bro.
Now, you do know we had an attack at the Capitol, right?
Yeah.
And, right, allegedly, right?
Mm.
And as things start to unravel, it was easy for me to start putting pieces of the puzzle together. Now, because of this alleged riot or alleged break-in into the Capitol, the first thing that they did was they brought in the military. So now you already got the military on American soil in Washington, D.C., coincidentally enough, just in time for the inauguration when you need them.
Hey, bro, check this out. Just to give a fun fact to everybody. If you're around or in the White House, there's already military personnel there. Go ahead, bro. So they already know how to respond and know what to do, because the president will always be surrounded by military personnel, which will be his private agents, which will, I always say to people, these people who were standing on the side during this whole Capitol Hill joint that was inside, and they were just sitting there, standing there, they was part of it. They are actually the military personnel that should be assisting the whole break-in, but they wasn't. They was posted on the wall, so you know they had some connection to it, or the whole presidency has some connection to it to allow that to happen. Because if they didn't allow that to happen, then those military personnel would have been at work, and we seen them niggas stiff on the wall like a fucking statue. Go ahead, brother.
That mean they had, what's good, Infamous? That mean they had orders to stand down. Why? Why would anybody in power tell these people to stand down during the alleged emergency? We're talking about an invasion. That's what it basically was. But it was a setup. It was a stage. Yep. You bring in the military. I mean, I'm quite sure there's already military there, like you said, my brother. That's factual. But now you're bringing in 25,000 troops. 25,000 troops. And then consequently, we have an inauguration. You already got the troops that you need already right there at your disposal. To me, that's all pre-planned. We need to get a reason to have the military, a large amount of military personnel right here in this location. So when we fraudulently do the inauguration, we'll already have them set up. And you got to remember, after they did the alleged break-in of the Capitol, they already blocked off mad blocks and set up checkpoints. So when they did that inauguration, they walked around the corner. Did y'all see that shit?
Yep.
They walked down this little street waving at. They might well have been waving at cardboard boxes. Hey, how you doing? Waving at nobody. And people was like, oh no. The reason why they did that because of COVID and all this shit. Are you fucking serious? If that was the case, Why they didn't do that shit when the motherfuckers bomb rushed the Capitol? Where was the COVID and all that shit protection shit then? What happened? What about all them people that was out there protesting? Don't give you this. Nobody can show up to the inauguration. That shit was dead, just like
no, it's the first time
when just like when he was running for president. Nobody showed up, and they used COVID as an excuse to why nobody was voting for this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, this shit was a complete sham from the beginning to the end.
Facts.
I'm talking about, bro. They set this whole thing up. That whole inauguration was a setup, pre-recorded stage, and everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people bought it, man.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that, like, I don't care if you say, oh, she brung her own Bible, it was this, it was that. What I'm saying is, if your hand is supposed to be on the Bible, your hand is not supposed to be on a leather covering. You're swearing your hand on the Bible, not the leather covering, the pocketbook that's covering the goddamn Bible. That's what you're not. That's why I was like, man, don't waste your time with these people because they're not understanding what's going on. Even if the packaging or the wrapping say what it is, it don't mean you're swearing on it because you're still putting your hand on the wrapping.
Right.
The hand was on the leather wrapping of the Bible and not the book itself. So if it was that motherfucking that important to you, then that Bible should have been outside of the leather covering, nor it should have been two different Bibles.
Yeah.
And this is why I always pointed out, it was a good thing that you have pointed out last night. Yes, you pointed out about the Bible, and I always question, why the fuck is that Bible look like that Bible have every fucking book of the Bible, of the original Bible, but every other fucking Bible in any church history is not that fucking thick, big, or anything? What is missing? What is going on? There's something significant about that big ass Bible that had two different crosses. I mean, two crosses on it. There was something about that. But not even.
Did you know?
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you know that the Bible that Biden sworn on, they said that Bible had upside down crosses on it.
Mm-hmm. And not even just that. Even from the past bills that I've been doing, or me and Godbody did with the Masonic shit, the Bible even said you are not supposed to swear any oaths. So how are they believing in God or Jesus and they swearing in the oath of a government physical form that's they putting over God?
Yep.
Because like I always say, government and God is the same.
The same. Exactly.
It's one and the same. Go ahead.
It's all. What's a shout out to y'all though? It's all corporate and everything. All they doing is swearing in their practices and things like that. That's all what it is.
What's good, bro? Right. How everybody doing? This OG, man.
Shout out.
What's good with you, Leonardo? What's good?
Everything good, man. Their God told them to put on a mask, and that's what they did.
My wife was cracking up. She saw that post you had. She saw that post. I think it was on Facebook. I think you was asking somebody about that, about the church and the government. Yeah. That shit had her ass cracking up, man. I was like, wow.
I go hard all day, not some days, all day, man. Y'all know that.
Hey, same here, bro.
Yep.
Same here, man. We ain't got no room for this. And the thing is, I'm at the point where, like, I'm gonna give a small glimpse of my background. I've been raised around what we so-called gangsters, and at that point they had a principle undergoing of what I knew my brother set was. They was going under principle. So coming under a mindset of principle and respect, none of this shit really concurs. So I grew up and, you know, I took my own road, still, you know, because my father is, my brother is the closest thing to a father that I have. That's my oldest brother. So, my one of my oldest brothers. So, and he was in the house with me, you know, majority of the time. So I had to look up to something to someone.
Right.
So when I start taking this on, and then I took on my own road and start finding more truth, I start taking the whole principle fact, but start adding in all these other different equations, bullshit equations or theoretic bullshit that's happening, aka coming from the European. So I started to, you know, block them out, keep them out, da 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 da. And when I got to my point of where I stand, I can't have these people in this sector of my life, or any part of the Tron in my life. If you understand the Tron, you understand these are the walls of your life. So I will not let these motherfuckers come through or impel or infiltrate any part of my life, because it doesn't require any part of them. Mm-hmm. So I don't really get how people just add this and believe this whole section that these people are here for you, when they plainly put it out to everyone from years on, carrying the will of their forefathers, so quote on. They don't even use answers. They say they use forefathers. That's the fact that you know that they're disrespecting their own people that came before them, but they're just carrying the will only just for a profit of view or control.
Yep.
Fact.
And it's crazy because it's like their whole entire foundation is built on death and destruction. That's their foundation. They don't care about no life whatsoever, man. If you go up against what they're playing in their blueprint, they have no problem of taking you out, and they won't shed a tear. They won't even blink.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? And once we have that clear understanding that these people are out for blood, and we're on the other end of the barrel of the gun they pointing at us with sticks and stones, boy, ain't nowhere in hell we're gonna be able to get up out of this shit, man. There's no way. These people never gave two bits of shit about none of us. Ever.
Facts. Vikings and vampires. Fucking
straight
fucking
vultures.
Brutal and bloodsuckers. Crazy thing is, and this is what
energy.
This is what I want to get to people. Like I said this before, but I haven't said this to a lot of people, and I just want to say this. These motherfuckers are not spiritual. These niggas are not nothing. They hold no power. They're trolls of infiltration, of illusion. It's only illusion. It's not magic. It's not, oh, I can make a fucking shit reappear to not appear. No, it's I can pull a bunny out of a fucking hat. It's a fucking hat trick. It's a card trick. These niggas have no fucking power. If they had power, why do they speak in spells in other languages? Why haven't we seen any godlike powers from them since they talked about beloved Jesus that was a demigod? If you don't have demigod powers, why do you have godlike powers? You niggas have nothing. You took voodoo, you took real spiritual shit that we was using, and you try to make it in a sense of its allegory, metaphorical, and then bring it to a physical reality, like you're bringing gas to a physical without using plasma, gas, liquid, solid. These motherfuckers is using plasma gas to go all the way to solid and skipping liquid. No, you niggas is not fluid with the fucking earth. How we know? Because you're not fluid with fucking nature.
Yep.
You can't tell me that nature is killing the people with COVID when I'm walking up and down the street in the worst neighborhoods in Skid Row and I'm seeing bums laugh at fucking COVID.
Exactly,
If anything,
man.
all the home. Go ahead, Infamous.
Yeah, like, and I can just tell y'all brothers this, because, bro, I work in DC, and I can just tell you this from like this 3 weeks ago, man. I already seen how they was setting this shit up, and just to piggyback off of what y'all saying, bro, they never needed to bring no military in. Where I'm at, man, they got Andrews Air Force Base, they got the National Guards, they got the Navy, the Army, and even the Marine Corps bases at Fort Myer across from it. So all that barricaded stuff they bringing in, bro, just when I'm at, nah, man, they could have already been did that. And just like the same, just stay on topic subject what you saying. See, I agree with everything you saying. See, my problem is with them. You can't try to blame nature on things for that when it never was intended for that. See, they just always try to use artificial intelligence and just try to make it, just mix it in with things that we know, but try to misdirect your mind and mind fuck you. But at the same
You
time,
breaking in and out.
Hey, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we get what you're saying, because I agree with what you're saying, but you was breaking in and out, but you good. But go ahead, OG.
All I'm gonna say this real quick is
like,
they laugh
that's
at healthy living, and
the reason why
healthy
you had
living
this
is what's.
just like we
Oh, go ahead,
heard about like.
Yeah, I don't think he heard.
He can hear. Yeah, I don't think he hear you. Yeah, he breaking up real bad. Go ahead,
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I was
Leonardo.
gonna say
Go ahead,
real
OG.
quick about healthy living. See, they mock healthy living. They wanted everybody to be obese and out of shape, because that's what's killing us today. But healthy living, they mocked, and now what's basically people are staying alive from COVID through healthy living, man. You see what I'm saying? They're evil, man. They made eating meats and porks healthy for so-called healthy for the body, instead of telling people what the real deal is. It's bad for us. It gives us mucus in our body. It puts disease in our body. They made good look bad and bad made good. And now, like I said, healthy motherfuckers ain't dying from COVID. Only people with pre-existing conditions.
But that's a misconception too, Leonardo. Because again, my great grandmother will be 101 years old this year, and she still have all her senses. She not suffering from old timers, none of that. She still move around, and she eat whatever she want to eat. And see, the thing is, I think the misconception is that people are telling me I'm not. Again, if you don't eat meat, that's good too. I want people to understand the truth behind the foods we eat. The problem is, it's not the meat itself. The problem is, it's the chemicals they're putting in your meat. Because if this was always a problem, we would have went extinct decades ago. Let's keep this shit all the way real. How is it that people was living in the 50s, the 40s, and even in the 30s, eating the same ground beef, eating the same pig and all this shit, was still living to be over 100 years old? You got people nowadays that's getting cancer at 30. It ain't the food. It's what they're putting in the food. The farther back you go, the less chemicals
which is the food.
Hold on. But they doing this. They putting this shit in your vegetables too. Even when you grow them, they're putting it in your seeds too. You got to understand. Yeah, you might feel a lot better.
And the
because
soil.
and in the soil. Let's keep it all the way real. The chemicals they putting in your meats, if y'all think that y'all fruits and vegetables do not have them same GMOs in it, you're crazy. It's been exposed a while back that they even putting the shit in what we consider organic foods. So when you go to the grocery store or go to a farm, a farmer's marketplace or whatever the case or whatever it's called, yes, that stuff have GMOs in it too, man. Do it have as much GMOs? Probably not. but they still, but in order for them to sell those fruits and vegetables, they have to have some type of chemical in it, or the government will in fact shut them down. That is law. They passed a law on that. So we have to stop telling people, listen, you're going to be eating GMO-free fruits and that's not true. Now we'll be lying to folks. The truth of the matter is that if we truly want to live a long life like our ancestors did, we will have to go after those who are putting poisonous things inside of our goddamn food. We should be able to eat whatever this earth intended for us to eat. That's just point blank, period. Ain't nobody go, listen, if I couldn't eat a cow, as soon as I eat it, that shit should kill me on the spot. Ain't nothing on this earth that's going to slowly kill your ass. If a black widow that bite you on your toe, that in 30 minutes your ass will be in a coma. Let's keep this shit all the way real, man.
Right. Check this out.
All I'm
Check this
saying
out.
real quick.
Go ahead, Leo.
It's healthy foods that the government, yes, they can alter, but they can only do so much because the creator created them. And if they do so much, they'll go bad. Like an apple is good for you. It's more better than pork could ever be.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they told us a while back that orange juice was very good for you too? Come to find out that if you drink orange juice while you got the flu, that shit can kill you. Did you know that? But it got all them vitamins in it though. The FDA was forced to come out and tell people that do not drink orange juice, apple juice. The
FDA has been lying to us for the last 100 years.
But there's documentation. There's documentation that
proves it. They've been lying about
it.
Vaccines. They've been lying about the safety of meats. They've been lying about all that shit.
But when you read, listen to what I'm saying. There's documentation that proves that, because if you drink orange juice, be a fool and do it. Drink orange juice while you got the flu. All it's going to do is create more mucus inside your body. And we already know that mucus is actually what's more harmful to the body than anything else. So why would I drink orange juice when it's creating more mucus in my body? Same thing with milk. You drink milk if you got the flu. It's going to create more mucus. You drink apple juice when you got the flu. It's going to create more mucus. So it ain't got nothing to do with what the FDA said. Do it yourself and you will see it your damn self. So we have to be careful when we're talking about, you do this, you do that. Nah, bro. If you believe that the government did not touch a certain food group on this planet, more power to you. That means you're more asleep than awake. There's not a food group on this planet that these people have not tampered with, man. I mean, goddamn, we about to start saying that the elites, they're not really doing too much of anything then. These people ain't for to let y'all walk around and say people lies. Are you serious? These people is not for to walk around, have all this control, and think that these people are going to go out there and preach veganism and don't go to YouTube and look and see how many vegan channels been shut down. You know who getting shut down? Niggas like me. Vegan channels are blowing up like a motherfucker. Why they not being censored? Why? I got a couple of dudes that I'm subscribed to right now that's vegan.
Check this out.
50,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, making hella money, and they not getting flagged, they're not getting censored. All their videos got ass on them. Why is it that they're thriving and niggas like us getting shut down? If the government care about killing us with GMOs and all this, why they allowing that to float in?
Check this out, bro. I got you. We have to understand that the government is playing both sides, and we have to start the argument amongst ourselves, because that's what they're there for, to cause the argument amongst each other. We have to step back and look at what's going on inside our stores. We have to step back and look at what's going on within our markets and everything. So what I'm saying from the get-go, I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you because both of you have strong points and both of you guys are right. What I'm adding to it, not taking away, not breaking down or anything, what I'm adding to it is that this is a business. They don't care if you are getting healthy from it. They don't care if you're not getting healthy from it. However, it's a business. So the business relies on profit. When the business relies on profit, they're going to shut the fuck up what's making them profit. So if veganism is the new thing and we're trying to spark that up, every time vegans talk, we're going to let them talk. Because now everything is digital. So just be a vegan, talk vegan. You're going to generate more vegan people. And because the vegan community is one of the fastest growing communities as of right now. Within our generation right now, the vegan community is the fastest growing community of right now. Why? Because they stick together. Mm-hmm. Why do they stick together? They stick together according to the diet.
No. That ain't why they're flourishing.
I'm not saying that that's the full. I'm not
growing. I'm gonna give you the full reason why they're growing. I've been in this space long enough. I know exactly how it works. The only way that you can flourish if the elites promote and push you. Veganism is everywhere now. And the reason why the government is also promoting that. You could go to a doctor right now today and tell them that you're vegan. They're not going to get mad at you.
I agree.
They were like, what's working? They're going to promote that. They're like, yeah, go ahead and do vegan. Why is that? Now, the only thing what I promote is you to grow your own shit from scratch. What I'm telling you is going to any supermarket, I don't give a fuck what it say, organic or not. When you're buying the product from a goddamn corporation. And if you believe that corporation have a tampered with your fruits and vegetables, I don't need to be around you because now you're playing mind games with it.
Can I say something real quick?
I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that.
We know, because now you're trying to convince me to trust a portion of a corporation when I myself are teaching don't trust none of it. And I stand on that because I understand when we're dealing with a corporation, what comes with that. We got motherfuckers that allegedly are the healthiest motherfuckers in the world, still dying of a goddamn heart attack, man. It's not stopping nothing. Still catching cancer, man. It's stopping nothing. But what you have not seen as of late, for us to have all these vegans, why we haven't seen a massive amount of numbers of vegan people that's over the age of 100. But we can find massive numbers of people that are over the age of 100. And you know why?
Bro, check this out. This is why I'm saying that I'm with you. Then just follow me.
I'm gonna say when you finish, Chris. I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna get off the panel, my brother.
I mean, you don't have to get off the panel, but I mean,
it's cool. After you finish, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, right.
And I'm gonna mute up.
What I want to say is, I mentioned the things according to coming into the market because it still has to do with them playing both sides. It's a market. That's my answer to it. And this is what I'm explaining. It's a market. They're going to play both sides. They're going to play the healthy side and they're going to play the good side. Reasons why I have this on my screen. If you look to the right, you would see your 3D printing machines that's printing your so-called plant-based meat. And this is not plant-based meat. I've already covered this. This is not plant-based meat. This is still meat. This is a market. If you don't understand how they are going to market, then you're just going to be in the conversation arguing. I don't have to argue because I know both sides that they are playing. This is why I said this is a market. I'm not worried about, when I say it's a market, I'm not worried about what's actual healthy, what's actual going to the people, what's actual going to them. No, I'm actually looking at these people influence war on both sides, as they always has been doing, just like they do with rap, just like they have done with everything. They're going to be on the healthy side and they're going to be on the non-healthy side. However, when it comes out, is it going to be healthy or non-healthy? It's always going to be unhealthy because it's there to fuck you up. This is it's a market. We have to understand, once they put in both market, they are generating from both sides. When you don't understand that they generating from both sides, come out to California and I'll take you to all the vegan spots and I'll show you how expensive all the vegan spots are according to the regular food spots. It is a market. They're not going to say, oh, eat vegan, eat cilantro, eat fucking spinach, eat this. They're going to give you all that, and then they're going to give you the oils, the fried foods, the starches, the sugars. They're still going to give you all of that. It doesn't matter which one they give you. They're going to give you both.
Can I say something real quick, my brother?
Go ahead.
I'm not promoting veganism. All I'm saying is Dr. Sadie basically laid a path for what we should eat and consume. He won his case in the Supreme Court against Big Pharma and the meat company. And that's all I'm saying. I don't eat vegan meats either. I'm a fruitologist, if you ask me. But all I'm saying is healthy people aren't dying, man, from COVID. Man, and that's all I'm saying. And I'm going back in the chat.
All right, Dr.
Bill, my brother.
All right. Dr. Sebi was around, and that goes right into what I said. First of all, I'm in the field of marketing. I know exactly how markets work, especially when we talk about them. Especially when we're talking about them controlling both sides, regardless of what they need. First of all, when you're marketing, you need to get people addicted to your market. That's the only way it's going to thrive. So you got to get people addicted to the sloppy shit, and you got to get people to what they consider is healthy shit. They tell you it's healthy in order for them to market it so you can spend more money for a more highly expensive garbage. Mm-hmm. Now they're making money from both sides. They tell you it's healthy. They make you spend more money. You're still going to eat the same shit, maybe a little less. But then you got the garbage shit they're going to sell you, which is the worst shit. You're going to spend less money for it. You're going to have to get people addicted to your products in order for you to see a constant flow of income. So that's why they're promoting all of that shit. And back to my original point, when I was talking about how people was living longer back in the day, do you not realize how old Dr. Sebi was when he first started promoting veganism? He started promoting veganism when there was less GMOs, if any GMOs, in the fruits and vegetables. How can we still use that same blueprint when times have changed? The shit that was that's in our food right now today wasn't in the food back then. The fruits and vegetables that he was giving people back then, 9 times out of 10, it didn't have GMOs in it. So it's a problem when we get stuck. And that's how we get stuck when it comes to when you got niggas that sit here and talk about the ancient ancestors. We was kings and queens. Talk about this old shit. Nobody want to hear that shit, nigga. That shit don't help me today. And if they wasn't putting that shit in the foods back then, I don't want to hear it. You need to give me a new formula. as time progresses, we have to progress within time. We cannot be stuck in the past thinking that the past is going to actually make a better living for the future when within 10-year time span, things have changed within them 10 years. Huh? You're going to go from driving you're going to go from driving a goddamn car to getting your ass back on the back of a goddamn Campbell? Like, get the fuck out of here, bruh. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what fucks us up every time. Bitch, I'm not finna jump on the back of a motherfucking Camel when I could jump in my Navigator outside. You got me fucked up. Niggas are talking about, yeah, man, do this. This is Dr. Said. I get it. It worked for people back then. But now we got to come up with a new goddamn plan because back then it's not the same as what is going on now today. And that's why I tell people, listen, I get all that. When we say eat healthy, I'm with that. I can't even remember the last time I ate pork. It's been over 20 years. I know that. Mm-hmm. I completely cut pork out my diet. I don't even eat. The only meats I actually do eat is chicken and fish. That's it. Everything else is fruits and vegetables. So don't think I'm just sitting here a type of nigga that's eating all kind of shit. I don't eat out. McDonald's, Burger King, none of that. I can't even remember the last time I ate fast food. I cook everything in my house. But the majority of things that I do eat, not everything, but the majority of things I do eat, I grow it myself. So I'm not just sitting here telling people, oh, this and that. Nigga, I live this shit here. I'm looking, I'm paying attention. The reason why I know it's GMOs in the seeds and shit like that, because when I go buy my seeds, I have to look at the labels. I have to understand what's going on. So I'm not just talking out my ass, nigga. I'm telling people things that I actually know firsthand. They are putting the shit in the vegetables and the fruits too, man. In the plants, in your soil. I'm keeping the shit real. And we have to be honest with folks and give everybody the whole truth. That's what bugs me the most, man. I can't stand half-true shit, man. I can't stand with somebody to tell me something that's good, but they won't give me the whole thing. Don't just start going off, yeah, man, you do this, blah, 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 but forget to tell me the side effects. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. What kind of nigga that will make me? I'm telling you all this good shit, but before I got to tell you, you're going to have a runny ass too and a runny nose. And you might bleed out your ear a little bit. Like, man, come on, dog. I'm going to keep that part out and just tell you some good shit. No, when people seek the truth, they want all of it, man. And that's something that we do not have, especially on social media. We got a bunch of motherfuckers that run around, that give you a little bit of here, a little bit of there, you know what I'm saying? And don't give you the whole thing. Give us the rundown so we can have a better footing of when it's time for us to approach somebody else and tell them the truth so they can pass it to their friends and their family and their neighbors. You understand what I'm saying? So now what we have, a civilization, a bunch of half speakers. And then we wonder why we're stagnant today. But go ahead.
Bro, check this out. I agree with about 90% of 95% of what you said. All right. One thing I don't agree with is only to the extent, and I'm going to explain the extent, to the point where we have to grow our stuff, to the point where we have to get around the GMO. We have to get around the infectious part of what they're doing. Other than that, I agree. However, what I want to say is I'm not saying to the point where we always have to result back into the old times and what they was doing or whatever. However, we still have to recognize what's actually truth besides fact. Well,
I can show you the documentation. You feel me?
No. I'm not like imposing against you or anything. No. I just bringing up a point for the sake of the conversation, right? It's all. It's nothing opposing. And I'm with you. Trust me. I'm with you, bro. Trust you. So you know, because I'm just a guy of questions. I have a lot of questions, and when things being said, you know, maybe I have a question that maybe a lot of other viewers maybe have, but they don't know when they're not on a level to the point where they can, or they feel the need to come and ask you or anything or something like that. But mostly of what I'm saying is, okay, like what I'm to just to the main point of of my disagreement of what you said, from the point of we have to figure out a lot of new or we have to figure out new ways of doing things now. And like I said, according to, you know, getting around the GMO and stuff, yes, I agree to that. According to, you know, natural births happen, and they're still happening the same as it came through from the beginning of time. Like I just for me, I don't see a natural birth happening without a female. Right? Without the female male coming together, having that sexual experience. Bam, bam. Okay. So now we have this other thing of natural birth as well, and the natural part of nature that happens within our ecosystem, that happens every day within plants. We have plants that have not grown different from years, or I guess from the beginning of time. Plants have been grown still the same way, just like babies are still made the same way. New organisms has been made the same way. There's no different way that you can produce a child from a human. You can't produce a human out of the ass. You can't produce a human out of the ear. You can't produce a human out of, you know, a different hole that we have, but yet the female. You can't produce or grow crops, or, you know, through or vegetation or fruits and stuff without the land, without the sun, without the plants getting the energy from the sun, growing within the soil and stuff, you know. So we still have things that still go on today that's been attached to long time ago, and that still happens still now to this day, that we still can't turn away from and say, oh, you know, this has been that. But however, we can still see how life comes out of the female. We can see life comes out of plants and trees and stuff. We know there's GMO and stuff. However, life don't stop because this white man put a vaccine, or he put a little drug into something. You see, you know? So it's like, you will always get an orange out of an orange, regardless if the person put GMO in it or not. You're gonna develop an orange. You're gonna develop a lemon. You're gonna develop an apple. You're gonna develop a pecan from a pecan tree. All this stuff is still prevalent, still relevant till now. Which is still from back then. A cheetah is still going to give its baby its cheetah spots in its.
Let me interject for a second.
Go ahead.
You're both right for what you're saying. And even just like saying, just to get to the point, to like saying, even with Dre saying, even what you're saying, I don't feel like saying you should never like saying completely get away from original ways, because to some sort of extent, we still live like to still do some of those habits, you know, just like in our daily lives. We all know we can agree to that to a certain extent. But right, at the same time, technology always change. And even though, yes, most things
technology is not nature, though.
With the GMO,
technology is not like saying, technology is not nature.
Just, you know, just thinking hypothetically, I think what you're trying to say is like, let's not recognize what it is, But let's try and find a different form to get back to that original form where it wasn't that much GMO. Like what's within our five senses that you got to do from saying what we learn from now and stuff to change that back to that time so it won't be as toxic.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you. The only thing I would say is technology is nothing. Technology is not nature. Technology will kill you before nature will kill you. Nature is what's natural and what's bound to, go on within this this playing field. Nature is not saying, oh, this is the development of this, and this is saying this, and this is that, and this depend on your lifespan or whether you will die or not. That's technology. That's man-made bullshit. I don't worry about man-made bullshit because when we come to man-made bullshit, then we come into cracker shit. I don't fall into that. I don't fall into none of that saltine shit. However, I fall into nature, what we can actually see and what we can actually see evidently what's going on. And that's where all these motherfuckers get their representative of technology. Technology comes from us. It comes from nature. It comes from our body. The computer itself comes from the human body, zeros and ones itself. So it's nature. Right. They're mimicking nature in itself to make their life privileged over ours. Because we're part of nature.
Right, but you got to understand something. And I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but you're missing an important note. Technology has modified what we consider to be nature. Because even though there's a separation or a difference between the two, these people have found a way to merge the two. So while we're still eating, still have an orange growing into an orange, that's a modified orange. That's not the original orange you used to eat. While we're talking about these people have the power right now to use technology to make it completely a drought in Texas, where it won't rain for 6 months, or they can make it rain for 6 months in Texas only. So they are using technology to modify nature. They already done it with your meats, with clone meats and clone vegetables. You have oranges, apples, grapes, and shit that don't even have seeds in them no more. Yeah, the apple is still there, but is it a real apple that you're eating? Now you're consuming those toxins and those chemicals that's in these plants. A lot of places that you go and buy these important plants where everybody said it'll flush you out. Of course, it's still going to have a certain mechanism that continues to work because they designed it to still work, but not in a natural way. You think it's a natural way because they brainwash you to think that you're still eating that set fruit or that set vegetable. You got to remember, once they change the DNA, they could make it do and make it not do whatever the fuck they want. Why would they take corn, peas, carrots and completely modify where it has no benefits in it? People would stop buying it then. So when you go and got organic, is it actually organic? Nope. It still got GMOs in it. Yeah, there's no way you're going to. So that's why when I laid down the foundation earlier and say that we cannot stick to the past in order to try to get around what they got in the future, it's a fact. Because it changed. The game has changed now. They're modifying everything now. They're cloning everything now. So if I go with the mindset of a motherfucker back in the 1940s, I'd be dead already. I'll be dead already. A motherfucker in 1940s would not be able to survive in 2021, bro. And that's a fact. Because he or she did not take the time to actually stay up with the time. That's why they use that term, don't get left behind. Because that's what happens generation after generation. You know, as some people get richer and you notice other people get poor because the poor did not keep up with the time. They're lame or sleep to what has just transpired in front of them. You see what I'm saying? That's with foods, that's with finance, that's with every aspect of your life. You have to keep up with the times. If you don't, your ass gonna motherfucking drown, bro.
Right. I mean, okay. So check this out. I agree. Keep up with the times. Be aware of what's going on. Right. I don't mind that. I keep that aspect. However, for me, because I'm not 10 years old, I'm not 20 years old, I'm not 25 years old, I'm not 30 years old. So from the time of from where I understand science and understand growing fruits and stuff, if it really come down to that point and I'm gonna have to grow my own fruit, then I'm gonna have to grow my own fruit.
You don't
I'm gonna have to do my own stuff, right? I'm not saying like none of that is wrong or anything. Like I'm all with that because like I go to actual markets that I talk to the people and I actually understand and know where the things are being grown from, what land is being grown from, the property. I can actually go and travel to the property and see where the shit is grown from, and it's not even actually controlled by the government itself. So, and there's the ways. Some of these ways, some no things can happen. But what I'm saying is like I don't merge the two. That's what they want you to do. Merge the two so you can have this and you can make this whole decision on whether you can go from the right or you have to go to the left. I'm not following none of that because I already have an overall projection of growing food way before that because I'm not 10 years old. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm 10 years old because they say this and they say this and they say this and they say this when I've been given enough information to grow my own different from that or still receive the vegetables and stuff from my grandmother land that's still prevalent right now to this day.
That's what I'm talking about. Now that I can get behind. You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. The reason why I say that, like again, I'm not trying to shit on nobody.
No, you good. You good, bro.
That's vegan and anything like that. Shit. What I'm saying is that a lot of times when we go to these places, and I've done this, and it startled me a little bit because you know when I went full organic, everything, you know, I started just doing research, just more research to better my understanding and information on what I'm still consuming, because at the end of the day, I'm still consuming it and I'm putting it in my kid's body. So that means a lot to me of what I put in my kid's body, my wife, you know, my family's body, right? Fact. So I go to asking questions about like what farm this stuff come from. A lot of people don't do that. They go in there, they see the word organic, and they don't have no idea what the fuck farm it came from. And come to find out, 90% of those farms got GMOs in their foods, man. That's why I tell people to grow your own shit. And like I said, I can show you documentation because I own my own land that I bought. And I already started growing like my own plants and stuff. It ain't nothing major. I am actually going to do on a larger scale, you know, a greenhouse and things like that in the future. But I also want to raise cattle. Because I got enough land to do that. So I got a plug. If anybody is thinking about, you know, cows, goats, and chickens, whatever the case might be, I got the plug, bro. Because the dude that I fuck with, you know, because when I first moved up here in Georgia, you know, he kind of hollered at me because he knew the house that we bought. He knew the guy that actually sold the house. So he was like, so he asked me, you know, what you going to do with the land and blah, blah, blah. We started talking about money. You know what I'm saying? You know, what kind of, you know, what's a good market to be in, especially in the country, and farming is one of them. And that's what he do. So he already told me like $1,200 a cow. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. That's cheap as hell. I'm like, yo, okay. So, but he laid down the foundation of the do's and don'ts and the regulations of how it plays out and the taxes and all that. The majority of farmers put GMOs in their food for one purpose only, not to kill people. When you try to have an organic farm, bro, the taxes are so high that it will put your ass out of business. Unless you can afford it, unless you already just got millions of dollars just to give away to the government, 9 times out of 10, you're going to put GMOs in your farm just to keep it afloat. What they did is they priced these people out, dog. And in some states, if you do not put GMOs in your fruits, vegetables, and in the animals, it would be considered illegal. And in some places, you can't even grow your own foods. No, in some places. You see what I'm saying? So it's not, I'm not just saying this to shit on nobody parade. I'm speaking the facts. When we talk about going to a supermarket, what farm is these fruits and vegetables coming from? Nobody is looking at that. They look at the ingredients, they look at what it's claiming that's in it or what's not in it, but they don't even know what farm coming from. Once you find out what farm it comes from, I guarantee you'll be a lot more shocked than what you believe right now today. You'll be like, oh shit, I got bamboozled again. And that's why I say there's really no way around it unless you start doing it yourself, bro. You're gonna have to. But go ahead.
Hey, bro, check this out. I think maybe I should ask this question first. Did you get your well before you started the farming and stuff, or or did all that, what was it, just spontaneous when you came up on the information or upon stuff you knew? Like how did you get the well first, basically?
No, you gotta have the land first before you get it well.
Well, yeah. I mean, all right. After the land, what was like the thing? Like, yeah. There you go.
Oh, honestly, I wasn't even privy to what was like. It didn't have nothing to do with being awake. Actually, it had more to do with finances and how I wanted to save money and get the hell off the grid. I didn't really know how important the well was, like how I know now. But I was just looking at it from a financial standpoint in the long run. I felt like, well, shit, we get our own well. We don't have to pay the city or the county for water. And shit, a couple of years down the line, what I would have spent paying the city or the county, I would save that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. That's the route I'm gonna go. Now, when I started looking more into it, I was like, oh shit, this is more beneficial than I thought. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, so the water's cleaner and go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that because I got I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong. I just got the perception that when we start talking, when I got to know you and you started to, talk about all the stuff you was getting into, even with, cutting middlemen's out and I was like, all right, cool, bam, like he's on the same shit that I'm on right now because I'm thinking about cutting. So when you talked about the well and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, that was like one of the first things, like you mentioned, and one of the things I knew you from. So that's why I wanted to ask, did you either get that first before anything? Because not more of, and I know you just because you had told me you just told us you looking at it as the aspect of you don't want to have to owe them, you could just have your own shit, and it's fresh water as well. So yeah, with me understanding that, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because when you actually get into farming, you can actually feed your vegetables or your fruit with fresh water, not with contaminated water, which we call which is tap water, which is coming out of our farts and stuff. So that's why I wanted to ask, because I think that would be a good plan upon the foundation being that you need water to grow things. You will want that fresh water to be fresh with your vegetables or your vegetation or your fruits, whatever you're growing or anything. So I would think, the most important thing would be is what you're feeding your seeds, or what you're feeding your the fruit or the vegetables, which is actually the water and the sun. We know the sun is going to come natural, but the water as well coming natural. So I think that, I just thought that would be a dope ass plan. Like, just like you say, of course, get the land, right? Get the land, plan out what you need to do, as well as what you're doing that. Get your water, get your well, your fresh waters, And then after you get your fresh waters, you know, now you can plan to start your vegetation. And then you can go on to other stuff with just like what you're talking about with cattle as well. You can do that. Or you can do horses. You can do other stuff as well. Like, and you know,
I'm looking into horses
that, you know.
But no, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because you know, back in the day before my channel got flagged and shit, I used to do like streams even when I was cutting I used to do live streams cutting the lawn and everything, right? So in one of my streams, I was telling everybody, I was like, bruh, I damn near have to cut my grass like every 2 weeks because it won't stop growing. And my neighbors, I know my neighbors, they looking at me like I'm crazy or probably don't know what the hell I'm doing because they cut their shit like once, maybe a month or every 2 months because theirs don't grow as fast as mine. And just recently, I kind of realized what is actually happening. It's the fresh water that my grass is getting in a fresh soil that's got my grass growing so fast. And the other day I had went out because I didn't cut into why it grew a little bit. It had grew a little bit on me. That's just me being, I ain't gonna say lazy. I was just busy doing other things and I just ain't get to it. So I walked kind of far back in my backyard, and guess what I found?
What?
Fresh motherfucking onions. I didn't even plant them there.
Wow.
Fresh motherfucking onions growing in my backyard, dog. And I smelled it. I thought I was tripping. I thought I had I was having what they call a brain tumor or some shit. Because I kept smelling. No, like a brain tumor. You know, they say when you have a tumor or something, your sense of smell be off. That's what I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be having an aneurysm or something. Some shit smell funny. And I kept smelling. I'm like, what the hell is that? Nigga, I went in the house. I called my wife and my daughter. I said, hey, bro, there's some shit smelling weird out here. What is that? My wife called it out right off the bat. She said, babe, that's onions. So I went looking in the grass a little bit. I'll be damn, boy. I'm talking about, when I say big and plump, and I'm talking about fresh, not that shit you see in the goddamn stove, dog. These motherfuckers look right, healthy. Like when a nigga was a kid healthy. Old school, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit.
That's why I said that because, well, that's why I asked that, and I said that. That's why I asked that because what we looking at, just step out of your shoes. Everything you think of right now, you know, just step out of your shoes right now. Just step back and just look at the example Dredge just gave us with the onions. And with me just asking about the fresh water and stuff. What we're actually looking at is a real life cycle, aka loop. These are the type of loops that you want to be in, not more of what these other motherfucking governmental motherfuckers want to put you in. What I'm saying is this is a cycle of life. This man had fresh water on his land. And just the form of that have him producing some other shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is a cycle of life. Where's the water coming from below? Where is it going to? It's rising above. And it's still feeding the plants that's with under.
Mm-hmm.
So like, come on, y'all. Like this is what a scientist do. Like me is like I'm looking at this shit like, wow, really?
Hey, Dre, I can concur with you saying, man, because even with me being in a house now, I've been growing my own vegetables, but I'm in the process, man, like trying to get my place in the middle of nowhere and do it like you. And the reason I'm saying that too, my great uncle, just with him. Pretty much every 2 weeks, I always help him cut his grass because he got everything fresh, got a well too. And in his backyard, not only did we see some fresh yellow big onions, man, we saw some cucumbers, green peppers, jalapeno peppers, romaine lettuce. I'm like, this, like, it looked way much better than what you see with like anywhere else.
Yeah, you're gonna see that. And like I said, man, like, instead of people, I'd rather for people to look at what I say, because sometimes I do come off like I'm being aggressive, and that's not the case. once I get in my mode, that's kind of how I talk. So I
You
just don't want to
compassionate, bro.
yeah. So what I'm saying is, I want you to have a mind. I want people to have at least a mindset of, okay, now I know what I need to do. I have now I can lay down a plan to get me out of this situation, so I can end up in a situation more or less like that one, because that's more safer than what these people are telling me and giving me. So I don't want people to think that I'm talking against healthy living. I concur with that. You got to be healthy out here. But what would be the most healthiest way to live? When you have full control of everything you consume, not everything that's coming from another motherfucker. When just like I cut out the middleman with the water, we could cut out the middleman when it comes to our food supply. When they tell you that something is healthy, they told you that vaccinations was healthy. Did they not? You have to understand something. When we're talking about vaccines, that go through FDA. When you're talking about food, that goes through FDA. We're talking about the same corporation that tell you certain things are healthy for you when they're not. So when FDA is approving, yes, be this, be that, I'm running away from it. I'm not talking against it. I'm trying to put people in a better mindset so they can say, you know what? He might have a point, and I would rather have full control over my food than have to trust and believe that what they're telling me is a good way of eating is true.
Exactly.
It ain't about belief. It's about what you know. See, when you cook your own food, you prepare your own food, regardless of what, even if it got GMOs in it, you still trust your cooking over those who are cooking outside of your house. These are facts. And that's what I'm trying to get across to certain individuals. I don't want them to think that, oh, he against veganism, he against this. No, I'm not. Your personal lifestyle is your business. I don't care about that. All I'm doing is telling you, listen, this is how you can heighten it. This is how you can at least have more security with your veganism. When you're growing your own vegetables, when you're growing your own fruits. Imagine eating or juice fasting, but all the juice that you're drinking and consuming is coming from your own hands. Think about how healthy you'll be then. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm saying, actually. And I just don't want people to have a misconception of how I come at them. I just want to put the truth out there. That's all.
Nah, you good, bro. We get you. We know. You good, bro. I'm good. We actually love your angle, the way you come at shit. You make us think in a way. It's not like a forced way, but it's like, you put that thought to be like, hold on, this nigga is he right. Hold on, let me think.
It's that tick you hear in your head.
Be yourself. Man, that's why I say be yourself as you can be your fucking self. That's what it is. Be your fucking self. That's all.
And that's the best way. That's the only way to be. You know what I'm saying? Be you. You know what I'm talking about? And just like we was talking about earlier with this whole fraud that they put upon us, we have to look at our everyday aspect of our life, dealing with those who are in fact that control all this. Like I say, they got something. If anybody don't know about it, look up cloud seeding. These is people this is NASA. They're creating artificial clouds, and I'm not talking about mist and shit like that. I'm talking about fucking clouds that actually rain. You understand? I'm talking about, you can find it on YouTube and everything. As they actually pumping the clouds out, you start seeing lightning, thunder, and all that shit inside of fake clouds, and they start raining. These people can modify. They have modified our life. You gotta understand, they don't just modify our life, but they modify our way of thinking too.
That part.
You see what I'm saying? So once you modify the way people think, it makes it easier to modify things in the physical, like their foods, like their animals, like their trees. They got fake trees and shit now, modified plants, modified trees. It makes it easier for us to adjust to it. That's just like when we talk about technology. They just ease us into the new era. Why? Because they already captivated our minds and prepared us for it.
I mean, hey, they had fake animals and shit. It didn't came that long until they would have something fake up in the sky or something, to be honest.
Absolutely. They already got a fake sun patent. China got a moon.
China got a moon patent, yeah.
Bro, they actually had the moon in the sky, and everybody in China thought it was the real moon until it deflated and was rolling down the damn street. Literally, you can actually see it on YouTube. It had deflated. It was a fake moon. It lit up and everything. They literally thought that was the real moon, man. That bitch deflated. They thought the world was crashing and shit. That's how brainwashed they got people. And the big ass moon was rolling down. It was huge though. It wasn't like a balloon, like a regular size. No, that motherfucker was the size of a building, like for real, like a skyscraper. That shit was huge, and it was rolling down the damn highway, bro. So we already know they can fake things and modify things, and some people they want to believe because of their situation that I found a way out of it, and I'm like, all right, okay, if that's what you believe, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you. Beliefs is hard. It's very tricky. When somebody believes something, it's hard to break that belief system. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to get somebody that's already on the fence than somebody that actually completely sold on a promise or belief. You know what I mean? Especially for years. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's all about broadening your perspective, broadening your mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't set up barriers or bridges to stop you from progression. You can't do that. Let it expand into to infinite. Let it continue to expand. I don't set up barriers for my mind, bro. My shit is all the way open. I'm gonna leave it that way. I'm not gonna ever, even with some of my own information I know, I'll go and research my own shit or something I thought to be the case. Just like I did earlier with the Bible. I didn't know that it had it right. What I did, I corrected it right then and there in front of everybody. I'm an adult, man. And if I'm wrong about something, I correct it. You see what I'm saying? We got to learn how to be adults and stop being like children, like-minded individuals. Because a child believes in Santa Claus, you tell them that Santa Claus don't exist. Some kids will break down crying if you tell them that shit. Because they believe in it that much. But you got to remember, those same children are walking around as an adults right now today. Those same kids that believe in Santa Claus are literally adults right now today, and they still haven't let go of belief system. Because that belief system to them is a way out of the fuckery that's going on around them. And it's almost like you that badass kid that popped the bubble and they mad at you now because you burst it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be an evil kid. I'm trying to be that help. You know what I'm saying? The one that help you find the truth and what you believe to be true. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I get.
Wait,
I get
what
you,
about the
also too? You just, man, the way I look at it too.
Oh, the Bible. Somebody asked me, say, what about the Bible? Oh, I didn't know that it said Holy Bible on the Bible she had a hand on. Even though it still was illegitimate, she's supposed to have her hand on the actual Bible. But even though it said Holy Bible, it was like a cover. It was a Bible cover that said, I didn't know that it actually said it. Somebody, one of the family in the chat had pointed it out to me. And you know me, I go straight to it and pulled it up live and say, oh shit, it do say Holy Bible that she had a hand on, but not the actual Bible she's supposed to have a hand on. So it still was a farce. It still was a fallacy. She had something, she placed her hand on top of something that said Holy Bible on it, but we don't even know what the hell was in it. And even if it was a Bible in it, That's not how you do an inauguration, not a legal one. Her hand was away from the actual Bible during the inauguration. She had her hand on top of something else, giving us the concept that she had her hand on a second Bible, which still don't make sense, because why would you need a second Bible when they already have a Bible which is thicker than a motherfucker? Like, I noticed that too. The Bible that they swear them in, that motherfucker is thick. It ain't the regular Bible that you can go to a church and get, or you can order off Amazon and get. That shit was huge as hell. You feel me? So I myself believe that the Bible she put her hand on was the Baphomet or the Luciferian Bible. That's my opinion about that, because we know they do not worship that book at all.
Hey, bro, I agree with you. I just think it was reverse. I think she put her hand on her little holy Bible, but that Bible that was under was the fucking Luciferian that was getting all the fucking energy. That's just me though. It's not debunking you, and like I'm with you. I follow that. I think it's funny in reverse.
I can get behind, but no, it ain't.
I felt like she did two vows, like, because I'm on the same page. Yeah, I'm on the same page with y'all. See, it's like this. See, what I mean by that is
she got alliances with two different entities.
With the oath and the vow.
Like, you give the misdirection vow to, like, saying that you giving it to the public, but the other book underneath, and just like Dre is saying,
you
just doesn't look like that for the public. It could be a whole line of other things in there no one has never seen, and that's the vow that the person's really making it to. Even though they making it look like it's saying like they supposed to be doing what everybody else is really be doing.
Yeah, it's like I definitely get what you're saying, and I agree. I'm gonna say it's like because like I feel like it was like two vows just like that. It was one to the people, as we can see from the public, but however, it's one to the Constitution that's representing the people that she representing, which would be the government.
I pick your brain a little bit. I think she did one for the elite.
Yeah,
and one to the actual Baphomet. I think them the two people she's serving.
Oh, so, shit!
You feel me?
Oh,
one to the elite, one to the Baphomet.
Talk about it, bro.
Let's talk about it though. Let's go.
Because if you think about it, think about this too, because every time they're sworn in, who do they keep their alliance with? The elite and that entity that controlled the elites. Mm-hmm. So of course she's gonna pledge to her brothers and her sisters that's a part of that club, but there's still a mightier power that all of them fall up under.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at it. I think that's more or less what she did.
Nice.
You feel me? That's crazy though, man. Just thinking about it, that's crazy.
Right. Wow. Shout out to God the Higher Self. What's going on, brother? Shout out to Big Kane. What's going on, brother? Salute to both of y'all.
Yeah, shout out to them brothers out there, man. That's what's up. This is crazy though, man.
Yeah, they know who they serve. They know who they serving. They vowing to.
Thank you, Dred.
Definitely hate the people though.
So you already know. Now you already know. I'm gonna have to go back and connect some dots now.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna have to dive into this rabbit hole and connect some dots just based on that thought. And and ain't no telling what we're gonna discover, bro. Because I'm telling y'all, that's how I look at it. Because it's like, regardless of who we get up in there, bro, that's the only two entities that these motherfuckers serve. They do not serve the people. So if they don't serve the people, they're not serving the Constitution at all. So when they put their hand on those books and raise their hand up, bro, we already know who they're pledging their allegiance to.
Exactly.
And also,
Yeah,
Dre,
check this out, Dre.
God is right.
Go ahead.
Dre, I want to pick your brain too a little bit too.
Hold on.
You said. Go ahead.
Hold on. Right before you get to that, I just want to just point this out to the bro. Yeah, this is the video that I found. Now we see from this angle, we see print on the damn thing. However, like I said before, I still don't follow this because we just don't know, because it's too many videos where this shit was clear, and all of a sudden now, today we have a clear video. So that's the reason why I still say like I still fuck with
do all of
like a sketchbook.
Do all of do all of them have print on them?
No. That's what I was saying. None. This is the only one that I found today out of seven videos that I had to go through, and I didn't have to go through. I had to. Let me see. Yeah, I basically went through I just did a whole big Google search, and you know how they pull up the videos before they pull up the links and stuff.
Yeah.
So I started checking the videos first. So I check about like 7 videos, and I was just like, I'm still seeing nothing. So I looked at a link. It didn't bring a video. I looked at another link. It didn't bring a video. But then I looked at this link, and I was like, okay, they bring a video. Let's check this video out. And this was while when you were streaming earlier. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me check this out just to make sure. So, you know, I could actually just be like, hey, bro, hold on. Check this out. But
yeah, it's hard to see what's on. But let me ask you this, though. That's the first one that he opened up, right? When he opened up the second book, does it have print on it too? I wonder.
Let's actually see, because this is the first one. You are right. It's the first one. It might be the only
one they show.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Oh, wait. That's the second one.
Hold on. Yep, this is the second one. All right, so we got a little print here. Print there, yeah. Yeah. We see
at the bottom. I can see a little something at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I could go back a little more.
Yeah.
Oh,
they edited it too.
It was an edit. See?
Yep, there you go right there. Oh,
this is why bro, hold on, bro.
Wow.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
That's Photoshop like I don't know what.
Hey, bro, this is why. Bro, you don't even have to talk no more because you said everything that you need to say. I'm just saying, this is the reason why I said I still don't follow it.
This is crazy. Bruh, I'm done, man. I'm done with these people, dog.
All these Houdinis.
Nigga, magically, he just had a second book in his book.
Right.
Like, God damn, dog.
Hey, Dre.
Yeah, play it again.
Hey, Dre, this is like that video we saw with Nixon. They had a picture of the Earth and space and stuff. Why as Leslie
they had they had a picture of the Earth from the moon while the astronauts are on the moon. Like, what they faxed the shit to us? Bruh, that's pure edit right there. There you go, right there. I'm done, man. These niggas edited.
It was another one. Hold on.
Hold on. How many times?
Hold on. Watch this shit.
Now, this is live now. They're editing live video. They're editing live video.
Come on, man. Hold on.
Wait, he's signing in a. Wait, he's signing. No, wait.
Hold on. This is the first one, right? Let's just watch it. This is the first one, right?
Okay. Look at the second one. Look.
Check this out. That the first shot happened already.
Boom,
Second
they gonna
shot.
know, oh my
That's
God.
a second shot.
Oh wow.
That is a second shot. Hold on, bro.
And then I'm moving his hand. I see that little symbolism he doing with the hand crossing too.
Yeah, the Freemason. Yeah.
Hey, look, exactly. Freemason handshake. I'm hand gesture. Check this out. This is the first signature. Just look at this. I'm gonna yell out when the screen flash. Right.
Right. Okay.
Flash.
Yep.
Right.
Do it again.
Now check this out. Flash.
What the fuck? You can't do it?
Right. I was within 3
What
seconds.
the fuck? Pause it. Listen, hold on. Bro, they plan. Watch this. Go look. No, listen, look where he signed the second signature at. Go back to the first.
Yeah.
Sign at the bottom.
Yeah.
And the second he signed in the fucking middle, dog.
Fact. Exactly.
On top of the writing. Watch, you gonna sign
bottom.
at the bottom.
First signature, bottom, just like Dre said. Flash. Right? And hold on, let's wait for the next flash. Flash.
And watch where you sign this. Watch where you sign this one at.
In the middle.
Bruh,
I'm done,
bro. I can't take this shit no more, dog. I can't take this shit no more.
Hey, bro, and this is why I was like, okay, I've reviewed some shit. I've seen some shit. This is why I still go upon what you said because I don't believe this shit. So I just needed to get y'all point of view from it. That's it. I had to get your point of view.
No, you right, man. Because like I said, see, and me and Dre, we say this all the time. See, it's these little misdirections they do, just like with that little 3-second little pause right there. See, anybody else that sleep, they be like, oh, they just took a nice little picture and stuff, and now it's just showing his hands. But to anybody else, it's like, bro, you can't just sign the bottom of something and then it edit it out, and now you in the middle at the same time. so you can't edit something with a live feed. You only supposed to edit your video after you record, right?
Yes, it was a live video.
You're showing an instant replay within a replay.
and you know what? Somebody in the chat brought up a good point. He said this happened with the last president as well, and that's what I keep telling people. This don't just expose everything. It also, it just doesn't expose what's happening right now. Yeah. It exposes everything because now you can have a clearer conception of how long this shit been going on. This is not the first time nor the last time it's going to happen if they continue to have power. You see what I'm saying? Like I say, a person can keep doing the same thing over and over again, keep getting away with it. But eventually you might catch their ass. And when you catch them in the act, that doesn't necessarily mean that was the first time they done it, man. Exactly. Like straight up.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Check this out. I done some shit, right? Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. I done some shit. I got booked. And my mom had to pick me up. My mom told me, yo, if you get locked up, because everybody know, I've said this before and I've showed pictures. My mom was a cop. That doesn't mean shit, but my mom was a cop. And my mom told me, yo, you ever get locked up, you want being one of the smartest out of your fucking siblings, nigga, don't ever fucking call me. Because you're going to fuck my shit up.
Right.
Yo, I did some shit, yo. The first person I called was a boyfriend. Hey, check this out. The only reason why I called the boyfriend because he was a cop at the same precinct.
Okay.
So that was the only reason, bro. Trust me. If this nigga worked at some sports arena or somewhere else, I would have just been in that motherfucking cell just soaking until I got my court date.
Yeah.
With my judge, right? So everybody
Yeah.
knows how it is when you get well. If you got booked, you know how it is when you get booked. So
Yeah.
So I end up, calling my 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 mom's boyfriend. I was like, "Yo, check this out." Da 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 da. He was like, "Yo," he called my mom. He was like, they got Chris. We need to get him out." Da da da. This nigga's going hysterical and shit. And da da da. My mom's just looking at him like, "Yo, calm down." Like, what are you surprised for? Like, you think I raised stupid sons? Like, check this out. Just calm your horses real quick. Hold your horses, nigga. Check this. She's from Brooklyn. Just hold your horses, nigga. So, right, check this out. She calls me back. She actually calls the precinct and requested to talk to me. This is how I know. Like, I'm like, oh, this lady, she's something. So I get a request like, yo, you got a phone call. What? I got a phone call? All right, whatever. Bam, bam, bam. Talking to my mom, she's like, yo, what happened? I was like, yo, they got me.
They got me. Yeah,
yo, I swear, I played typical son. Yo, they got but I was honest because I can't lie to my mom. I'm just like, yo, they got me, yo. It is what it is, but they didn't initially get me. She was like, hold on, light bulb. They didn't initially get you. What you mean? I was with an accomplice and I was in the line behind him, yet I was not in the, I wasn't yet trying to do what I'm trying to do. So they figured that when they captured him and he said, oh, I'm with him, I was an accomplice. Oh, she's like, oh, you just part of this shit. I'm just like, yup. She's like, oh, nigga. She was like, okay, whatever. She kind of laughed that off, like, and she was like, all right, nigga, whatever. And at that point, she let me know she knew what the fuck was going on, because she was like, yeah, nigga, you think I'm stupid. So she did what she needed to do. I really think she didn't do nothing, to be honest, because there was no evidence of anything. So when I went to go see the judge, nothing happened. Bam, bam, bam. My mom picked me up that morning. I got in the car. She was like, we didn't say nothing. I mean, like, we can really read each other. So we have a good connection. We have a good relationship. I ain't gonna lie. So, we heading back, we on 285, heading back to the east side, I believe. Yeah, we was heading back to the east side. No, we was heading back to Riverdale, actually. So we was heading to Riverdale, and she was just like, and it took about like maybe about 10-15 minutes, and she was just like, well, the judge let you go, so you good. So I'm in my head now thinking like, you either talking some shit because you got a mouthpiece and you probably called somebody and see what was going on and da, or you probably just didn't do nothing and they just didn't have enough. So those are the only two speculations I can go off of.
Yeah.
And it came to this one point where she said, one thing that I know is I didn't raise my sons to be stupid. So first of all, if I know this is something that you first got in trouble for, or got caught for, nigga, you probably done this shit like 6-7 times. And I was thinking in my head like, oh my God, you my fucking goddess, you are right.
Yeah, that's fact.
I was like, you are fucking right. I was like, just facts. Like, I can't say nothing. I was like, at that whole time, like, from that point, from when she said that, I felt at ease. I was like, all right, she already knows. Fuck it. Yeah. I don't even need to say nothing. I'm just lay down and just enjoy this comfortable ride in fucking leather fucking seats, because I just enjoyed fucking 5 to 6 days of fucking some fucked up bullshit, bro, in county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you spend fucking county and fucking DeKalb, nigga, that shit ain't fucking cool, bro.
Hell no, it ain't
fucking cool, bro.
I've been locked up different states, bro. I know what it means.
Yeah, man. That one thing about our parents, they know their children. You know what I'm saying? So and like I was saying earlier, just because you got caught that one time don't mean that you ain't do this shit before. And that's the same thing we see with the elites. They leave a trail behind, and it's becoming very easy to pinpoint a lot of shit that they're doing and putting things together. And when I say easier, that's for those of us who are awake, because sleep people, they don't see it. They still in that dreamlike state. Everything, they just go with the program. Once you wake up, dog, you start realizing, hold on, that don't look right. Just like, if we had two people on our panel right now that believes in the government, believe in American dream, that believe they completely sleep, they would have saw nothing wrong with what we just showed. Mm-hmm. They would have been coming up with excuses on how to defend what we seen to be wrong. And that's how they brainwash the people to be, to the point where you're actually not only trying to come up with excuses for them, but you're defending them to the death for them. That's making their job easier. This infrastructure is staying afloat because it's self-sustained. That's just like with any job or any business, I should say. You want to run a business that's self-sustained. You do the least work, but you get the most profits. You understand? It runs itself. Right. And that's how they brainwash the sheeple to be for this system. The sheeple is keeping this infrastructure afloat. Go ahead, my brother.
I'm saying you got the people policing the people. You got them telling you to put on your mask and being the Nazis and shit.
Yep. And you got this illegal president right now. One of his executive orders is to force people to wear masks for the next 100 days. I was looking at that shit at the damn salon today. I had took my wife and my daughter. They had went to the salon or whatever. And you know how in the salon they had the TV and shit. They was watching the news. And I'm standing there and I'm looking up, and that shit flashed across the screen. Joe Biden executive order, first 100 days in office mandates 100 days of masks, people wearing masks for the next 100 days. I'm like, what the fuck? And you know what I said? I have said it out loud because I was thinking out loud, and the first thing came on my was, well, that motherfucker ain't talking to me. I said it loud as hell too. I said, that motherfucker ain't talking to me. He talking to them other people. That's exactly what I said, dog. And everybody was looking at me like a crazy, and I meant that shit. The whole time I was in there waiting for them to get finished doing what they were doing, I'm listening to the news because I don't even watch like TV at home. So I'm listening I'm looking at the news and shit, right? And everything that they're saying, my mind is like, damn, boy, they got it out for these sheep motherfuckers, because I know they're not talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I know they talking to a whole bunch of sleep motherfuckers, because this shit is crazy. And knowing what I know now today, with the whole signature bullshit, the pre-recorded inauguration, the double Bibles or whatever the fuck going, man, come on, dog. This shit is this is the Twilight Zone for real. We're living in the modern day Twilight fucking zone. So think about this. If that's fake, right? Which we know it is. Who the fuck is actually controlling this bitch? And that's why I said we don't see them real controllers, bro. The Bilderbergs and even the 13 families and the royals and all that, nigga, them niggas are managers, nigga. Right. They just managers. I'm telling you, the real controllers, we have not seen one photograph, not us regular folks. We don't know what they look like.
It's more like the rights, like the Scottish rights and the motherfucking, like, a step above the people. You know what I mean? That control the trade line.
Yep. It's just like I can throw another one at you too, Dre. Now we read, them documentaries about, certain gangsters like Griselda Blanco, Pablo Escobar, and people like that. They say real people made all this money in the drug trade. But just to piggyback what you said, and I always thought of this, they not showing the real person saying who's running all the drugs, because if that did, that would show other parts of the world stuff who's really running everybody else.
Exactly, and we'll know exactly who the enemy is, and we'll know exactly who to go to. See, right now they only have these foot soldiers or they footstool that we call president, congressmen, and all these. These are nothing but puppets. Mm-hmm. They got all of them in the forefront, got us believing that these are the people we need to talk to. These are the people that can make real change, but these are the people that's not even in charge. Of course, they get benefits for being managers, and just like any other manager at a corporation, they make more money. Any job you work at, a manager is going to make more than you if you're not a manager yourself. Okay, so when we look at the Queen Elizabeth, the motherfucker at the Vatican, the Pope, you look at the president, the congressmen and governors, the pay go up and up and up, but these people are not bosses. They're not the real boss. The manager is just like at a job. If you're not a manager, the manager is your boss. But guess what? That manager got a boss too. That assistant manager has a boss, and they call that person the manager. And that manager has a boss. They call that the store manager. That store manager also has a boss, which would be the goddamn CEO. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So when we look at our life, it's the same infrastructure. We got governors, we got mayors, we got congressmen, and then we got a president. There's somebody that's pulling all the strings, and we never get to see who this individual is, man. And that's why, if you notice, we've been fighting this fight for how many decades, and not one time it seemed like we put a real serious dent into that operation. It just moves on because we have not put that fight towards the individual or individuals that actually truly call the shots. They will never show us who they are, ever. They will always control things behind the scenes because, one, they don't care about fame.
They bitches.
Huh?
They're pure bitches. That's why. But go ahead. My fault.
Yeah, they don't care about. They don't care about notoriety. They don't care about fame. They don't care about money. They care about nothing but control, complete, utter control, and they have it. And they would not break that by showing who they are. That could jeopardize everything they built, the infrastructure they built. Because if anything happened, the people going to be looking at, they're not going to be looking at governors and presidents. They're going to go for that nigga head. And they know that. And like you said, they're bitches. They're afraid. As much as power they have, they're still afraid of being found out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That even when you look at it from a lower denominator, the motherfucker that sell drugs on the corner, you're not finna see the nigga that's actually supplying on the motherfucking corner. You're not finna see the big dog out there sitting on a goddamn crate or sitting on a corner selling some goddamn drugs. That motherfucker pick up that money and bounce. Nope. Or he'll have another motherfucker pick up the money for him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Check this out. Check this out though. On the maximum level, this is a fight against between Mario and Bowser. Mm-hmm. When you really figure out how frail this big motherfucker is, you ain't gonna worry about it. What about everybody know about the bullying in high school? That didn't have nothing to do with the bully. It had everything to do with you, nigga. You didn't know your strength until you got tired of that bullshit and went Super Saiyan on that fuck nigga.
And you know what? You gave a pretty good analogy too, because even in that scenario, Bowser is always all them different stages you go to. Bowser is in the castle low key. You have to actually go find his ass. You understand what I'm saying? And then Bowser have his minions in the forefront who you have to get through to get to his ass. So basically, the president, the governors, and all that, we gotta get through these motherfuckers and look past them and look for that. Look for if you would, and I'm gonna use the same analogy. And once we get through the president, we need to find out the Bowser of this motherfucker right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bowser to me was like it's like how Neo found the architect in the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. The beast is the machine.
Yeah. And even in the Matrix, he had to go through all those different agents and all that. He had to get through all of them until he went to the last end to find out who was really controlling shit. And that's what that big ass machine. Y'all remember when he got plugged up? That machine was nowhere to be found, nowhere near the beginning of the movie, the middle of the movie. He had to fight all these people, go to different places. And you know what I'm talking about? Who we thought would be considered like some tough motherfuckers. They was nothing but puppets. You understand?
Understand. He had to battle himself, which one is the ultimate battle. 2, he had to battle the agents. 3, he had to battle people like him, which represented Stryker.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that. That's all. Thank you for saying that, though, bro. Because you definitely right. You just
and the reason why I missed that, and I'm glad you mentioned the thing about Bowser, because this is John in my memory, and even with the Matrix, just like if you pay attention to like the part where you found Bowser, and even that part where before Neo get plugged up to that main machine, that's part of the mainframe we was gonna have. Say he was falling to. Same thing like what you saying was Bowser, because it like saying it was like a representation of everything that you see, but then it's like you get to see that actual truth. Like that one different part of the sea that nobody don't never see. Like that it's like that quick glimpse that you get with that blink of your eye. It's like, oh, that's what it really is.
Yep, because every now and then, boy, it does tend to glitch, just like video games, just like it was some glitches in the Matrix. And every now and then we have glitches in this reality. Like when motherfuckers be pretending to be on the ISS and shit, they have a glitch, boom, the green screen pop up. Like, what the fuck? A green screen?
Right.
Hold on, fam. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to understand the fight totally. We have to be a lot more organized. But once we have that clear understanding of who are the actual powers, then I believe that's the only way we'll be able to break free from it. Because as long as we keep assuming that the real superpowers are those that are put in front of us, and those who are the boogeymans that are put in front of us, we'll always be stagnant. We'll be going back and forth with just the middlemen. We need to whoop their ass. Well, I ain't gonna say that because they might think I'm talking physical. We need to get through their ass and get to the real source of the problem in order to break this cycle, bro. That Bowser. We have to get through the Bowser kids.
Yeah.
And them Goombas and shit like that.
Yeah.
And we have to get to that main council where this motherfucker is cooped up, where he's calling all the shots. Because think about it, even though he's cooped up in there, he's calling all the shots. Bowser's calling all the shots, bro. All of them, you know. So yeah, man, that's how we gotta do it, dog.
Yeah. Another way I was thinking too, and I'm gonna say this in a hypothetical, because I know some people may find this the wrong way, but I'm gonna go with the movie The Matrix. Sometimes some people don't pay attention to like the same how we're about Agent Smith, and this one I'm gonna elaborate on that. Yes, he did represent chaos, and yes, he was an agent, but I'm talking about the part when he broke free, when he's making copies of himself. Now, what I'm meaning by that is I feel it's like saying we should hack everything too, because since the world already hacks us in the first place. Because remember, if you keep hacking and just like what we doing, and just like this telling us other things just to follow, you're finding those things with the original weight and stuff to get back to saying what that true understanding is, and not having somebody else dictate and control that.
Oh shit! Hold the fuck on, nigga. When was the last time y'all niggas upgraded yourself? This nigga just told y'all to upgrade your fucking self, nigga. This nigga, all right. If you don't understand, when this nigga got into the second movie, the agent that I'm speaking of, he was able to duplicate himself like that. So he was an upgrade. I'm looking at y'all niggas like this niggas just told niggas, when are y'all niggas gonna upgrade yourself? So I'm asking y'all, when are you gonna upgrade yourself? Because we already have. I ain't worried about it. But when are you niggas gonna upgrade yourself?
Every day. Every day.
And you know what? That when he was making duplicates of himself, though, he was that to me. I took it as it was symbolism of him waking others up, because it starts from one, and then as you slowly start waking other people up, it multiplies, and now you end up with a community, and now it's multiple communities. Because you got to remember, Agent Smith was the one that was able to do things that was outside of the Matrix. That was and I think I broke this down a while back, and that's how I knew that Agent Smith was actually the one, and Neo wasn't. Neo was actually the virus, and a lot of people thought he was the savior. He was the virus, and that's why when he plugged himself up into the computer, he infected the whole entire computer. And once he anytime you have an infected computer, a computer would freeze up, lock up, and it shuts itself down and it reboots itself. And because it's trying to, when it reboots itself, it tries to cleanse out that Trojan horse. Neo was never the actual one. It was Agent Smith. Agent Smith was the one. He was trying to, he knew that Neo was going to try to reboot the system. Agent Smith wanted to destroy the system because he witnessed the several reboots over and over again, and he knew that the system wasn't real, and he was tired of it. He was tired of constantly rebooting, coming back. So he was trying to stop Neo from doing that, because he said he would rather be dead and instead of being trapped in this reincarnation. Because you gotta remember, that's what was happening to Agent Smith. Every time he died, he was reincarnated when the system reboots. And that's why even at the end, that means he was trapped. Even at the end of the movie, or the Oracle was talking to the architect, he said you're playing a dangerous game, because he also wanted to destroy the system and stop playing games with the AI. That's why you saw the sun coming up, but a lot of people don't know the ending of the Matrix was actually the beginning of the reboot of the Matrix. It was about to start all over again. It was she succeeded in rebooting because she don't want to destroy it. She believed that she can stop the chaos and have a utopia inside the Matrix, and that's why she keeps trying over and over again. He's saying if we give these people free will, it's going to ultimately always turn out this way, chaotic. So he wanted to stop. So a lot of people thought that the ending of the Matrix, the trilogy, was the actual end. Nah, it was actually the beginning, bro. And that's what these people also have a mindset on. That's why they're trying to depopulate the population and stuff like that. They're trying, and I think they use the term reset, trying to start everything all over. They want to do it in a way where they have full control over people and have them not only sheeple, but literally be like zombies. Don't have no feelings, no nothing. You're like a robot, like an empty soulless shell, where you do as you told, when you're told, and that's it. And it'd be easier for them to do that if they wipe out more than half of the population. That's why you have to have all these things that we see today in place, because they're preparing for something like that. That's why they're not having legitimate inaugurations. It doesn't matter because that do not fit into their plan or their end game. A president won't matter in their end game. So why would they even waste their time inaugurating a real president or having a real leader? These things don't matter to them. It's only for show for us. While we're indoctrinated and believing in all of this shit and following the illusion, they're actually setting up plan A to Z behind the scenes. By the time we get into plan B and C, most of us will already be left behind, bro.
Yeah, they're the real architects. They're the real mainframe in the system. And all they keep doing is using their pawns to keep you within this system.
Hey, yo, Chris, post the link in my chat for me. I think some more people want to get on.
All right, I got you.
But no, Andre, I'm glad you broke that down, man, because it's like, bro, you know, it's like you probably like the only other person that ever saw that constant movie that ever talked to after all the years the movie's been out. Because I was the only one, like, say, kind of, I said, thought it was that from that perspective. Because I didn't look at Agent Smith as just the main villain, as the villain either. He was just trying to break free out of all of that.
If you don't understand Agent Smith, you won't understand everybody in the world. He was able to tap into everybody in the world.
Yep.
That he is everyone. He is what you would so-called Jesus. I'm just saying. Don't know a lot of these motherfuckers think everybody is Jesus. Oh, Jesus is
right.
Yeah. Agent Smith is Jesus. He's everyone. He had
because he copy himself into anybody.
There you go. I was just about to, there you go, bro. You said it better than I did, and before I did. There you go, brother.
Not to cut you off, Chris. No,
you good. I don't mind. I really don't. I really don't. That was a good cutoff. I don't mind those. But, just saying that's exactly what it was. But it was illusion because during the movie, they tapped into the emotions that you needed a savior and you needed the one. So everybody looked as Neo was Jesus or he was the one to save everybody because that was what was presented. But they're not reading the underline.
Yep. Because the real underline was you didn't need the one to save you. You need to save your damn self.
Exactly.
And come to your own understanding about what's really it is.
Exactly. And that's what they showed throughout Neo's story was you was the one, not him. You was the one. But as you see, they had to tie it into Neo 1, Morpheus 2, Trinity 3. Now you got your Holy Trinity.
I know that. Don't forget about the Oracle. The Oracle too.
The Oracle as well. Which was what? The baboon and Lion's King?
Yep. And then and don't forget about her assistants, Eva.
Eva. There you go.
Cause like I said, cause all the Oracle and in her bodyguard that she had, all they are was just more they were just more bodyguards just saying for the mainframe system. And see, the thing is, and this is why I told people was like, really, I kind of like the Oracle kind of told you stuff, but the way I kind of depicted the Oracle, and stuff is like saying just like how we have people now. they'll give you a little bit of inside scoop that's like the saying was real, but they're not going to give you the main thing.
That's because the Oracle was the nigga that sold out.
Yeah, it's like I look at the Oracle as like it's a Queen Elizabeth. That's the way I look at her. And the reason why I'm saying that is, yeah, she's going to run things, and on one outside thing, it's like, yeah, you'll see something positive out it, but at the whole time, she knows more than what she feeds off and gives off to.
Check this out. I'll say the Oracle is a character like Miss Cleo.
Oh, yeah,
call your free tarot reading now.
Calling me now.
Right. Oh no, your boyfriend's cheating. You just said he's mischievous. What's his name? Oh, Tom. Oh, I don't know. You said 3 minutes ago. I don't really remember, but that's what you say. And oh, he get depictions of this, so he goes out and do whatever he wants. I'm gonna let you know, darling, he's cheating on you. The fuck out of here.
Hey man, this indoctrinated system.
That's what an Oracle is. But like check this out. This is what, and I'm gonna just show you how deep it goes, where now they're getting mad at the real oracles who's actually trying to show you what they actually really was trying to do. Because reasons why I tapped that into the Lions King, because now if anybody have seen American Gods, the character that Orlando Jones is playing an Oracle character. He's playing an Oracle spider character from Africa. That's basically telling you exactly what's going on in America right now. The reasons why he had the eligibility at that point to do that is because he helped write the first and the second season.
Yep.
And they fired him after the second season because he had too much power to say what the fuck he wanted to. And he made his character controversial.
Sure did. And you know, also I thought about too, just me going back and talking about the Matrix movies. And I know you probably thought about this part. Do you remember the part when the architect offering them is like, I'll give you two options. Option number one, you go through that door, I take you through the mainframe and you'll meet the source and know what was going on. Option number two, you go back into the Matrix, go back in there and say, well, everything is going to perish and fall anyway. Now think about it. If you supposed to been the one like they said and everything, now not saying nothing wrong with you saving somebody that you love and things just like that, but if it's supposed to be bigger than you in a whole bigger perspective, I kind of think that was selfish right there. And within that, when a person wanted to do that, they still was going with that indoctrinated belief instead of just going for what the real truth is. Because remember, nobody else other than the Oracle could get to the architect, as far as we know.
What I think it is just like the elite. And when I got, through those movies of that and start to thinking, like, during Neo's expedition, after he became the one in Matrix 1 without 2 and with
about Revolution and Revelation. I know what you mean.
Going through 2 and 3, the main thing that Neo had to do was make decisions. You are the one, and you can do whatever you fucking want. Dissimulate anything that you want. Obliterate anything that you want at any point. However, you come to a point where you question yourself.
That's powerful, Chris. I like how you put that.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That's a real good question, because the question I could say like for that is, why are you allowed to do all of this? And why are you the one that chose the saying is the one to do it?
Right.
When there are many others.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see the way I look at it and stuff, and see, this is why I said people, and I even had people knowing that I mess with that stream about this and was giving their analogies about it, but see, at the same time, that's what I tell people is like, look, when you go down a rabbit hole, you still got to think outside the box, even when you on to something, because at the same time, you still got to put those same basic things. If you're supposed to saying you're the one and stuff, you're just basically saying that's a selfness out of everybody, that you're better than everybody even is, when we're all supposed to be on the same equal plane.
Right. Yeah, you the one and everybody else is just whatever.
Right. Like, and see, that's why I was saying that, like, Neo was pretty much just like, just like that character Jesus and everything, because hey, let's follow him. He has the answers. He's the one that's saying to go take you there. Instead of just saying, hey, bro, there's like 500 to like damn near almost 1 million of us. Bro, let everybody that's starting in 5 minutes right now, let's start thinking this shit. Now, me, my type of person stuff, I'm type of person, say, let's get a little smoke session in, something like that, everybody getting their little mood and everything. And I say, hey, let's hear your idea and your idea.
Yep.
And they never did that.
Everything revolved around him.
And then also just because we talking about this too, didn't y'all kind of find it funny that even what they supposed to say consider the real world, they still had a political system down there, how they was running shit?
Yep.
Yeah,
like why the fuck you still got presidents and generals and shit like that? Like, wait, hold up, bro. It's not supposed to be no rules. Everything's supposed to be free. Why can't we just all band together? Why the fuck we got all just look at you saying for everything? And that's not to say that you ain't smart, but it's like, bro, it's a lot of people here.
Mm-hmm. And and that was the real trick, because even the Matrix itself was a matrix. Like, the motherfuckers in Zion thought they was human and everything else was robots. If you didn't have the plug, you was human, not knowing that was their code. Their coding and their design was specifically to have a group of individuals who did not have plugs and a group of individuals who did. They all was a part of the Matrix, and they did not realize it. They all was playing their role. Because again, at the end of the movie, you could clearly see that the only people that was left was only the architect and the Oracle. Nobody, the whole Matrix was gone. Has rebooted. That's including the people in Zion. So as it reboots, the people in Zion are going to come back. The people, Neo, going to wake up in that capsule all over again. He's going to find out that he was plugged up. All that is going to play out all over again. The whole infrastructure was an illusion. That was the Matrix in itself. And you're going to have Agent Smith, all that all over again. So it's crazy that they actually, the movie itself was the Matrix. Once you start watching it, it pulls you in, and now it got you, because now you're picking sides. Now you're indulging in the fuckery, if you will. You're thinking, oh yeah, this Neo, I'm rooting for Neo, not knowing that if you root for anybody, you're rooting for the Matrix in itself.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be thinking, right. And like I said, you're supposed to be thinking outside of the box. You ain't supposed to choose no sides. Whether you want to be an agent, a sentinel, or you want to be the people of Zion, you're still choosing divide and conquer.
Yep. The whole system was an illusion, bro. And it's hard for a lot of people to kind of grasp that because it's like, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you to grasp it. Yep.
Yeah, they don't. And think about how we implement certain things today in reality, if we want to call it that. We see the same pushback. We try to wake people up or try to get people to think outside the box, and they get defensive. They don't want to hear it. You try to break down the book. They get defensive. They don't want to hear it. Talk about politics. They get defensive. They don't want to hear it. It's like they have been indoctrinated to be so divisive that it actually oozes out of their pores, even when they're not trying to be. It becomes their new natural way of being. When the truth is, it's unnatural to be that way. You see what I'm saying? They live in an imbalanced life, an unnatural life, but to them, that's the new norm. And it's scary that these people truly believe in everything that they see on TV, everything they hear that comes from the government. It's scary, man, because we're surrounded by these people. Completely surrounded. They're everywhere. They are the agents, if you will, in our reality.
And they're zombies too. That's why it's a real interesting thing that you still got that show The Walking Dead going fast. But you look at the real deep meaning for that, they're saying most of the majority of the world is the Walking Dead dead. Because they dead to the fact of saying what really was going on. Because they too much in the entertainment, this, your status, who says this, who says that, how big you are, how small you are, and all that pointless shit that don't mean nothing at the end of the day.
Bunch of followers follow you around, trying to pick your brain.
Yep. Yeah. And even myself is like, well, like I said, I even go outside even the shit we're saying we even do on the flat earth shit. Because even with that, because see, you still gotta say it's like it still was a divided system. Now, yes, you can find truth from it saying for what people wasn't saying, for what they tell you now that you can debunk it. But at the same time, remember, if you're supposed to just find the things for yourself, then that means that's saying that I don't have to be following this and things just like that. It's not to say there's nothing wrong with having a system, but it's not supposed to say this is a system for everybody supposed to follow. When you're supposed to be your own person, like we all say. If we are our own person, then that means that all of us should not be following one system. And then we're not being our own fucking person. Then that means we're all being zombies and just indoctrinated into this way of thinking. Whether you want to think this way, you want to think that way, or if you want to think this way, it's still an indoctrination. It's still going away from the truth. And the truth is itself, you're the truth.
You gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to learn at any point to drop what you thought you knew, and throw it back in and rethink about it from somebody else's perspective. They might have another angle to make it fit more into a reality that you can understand.
Yeah, and you're right, man. That's why I just like, out of everything I learned, even thinking something different, man, I don't hold clean to it and shit. I keep my mind very open, a real infinite mindset. That means, like, you talk about this, I'm not gonna get touchy about that, nothing like that. You may can rebuttal, say your own little thing about it, but I'm not gonna hold on to it so like it's that truth.
It's good to be balanced, though. Sometimes you need it to defend your position. It's all right, you know what I mean? Because you need to get what you need to get out of it. As long as you got your destination, nobody can put you off your path. You know, they can try to give you their energy, but if you know where
Right.
you're going, you don't have to worry about it.
No, you're right. But also too, what I'm just also saying, and just all of us can agree to this. I'm always willing to saying it, always to keep learning. I'm never going to be like saying everything. And the only way I say it, I get to learn more things and stuff is being more open minded. It just like, hey, I'm on the panel with my brother Dre and stuff like that. Hey, me and him business partners and things like that. I appreciate this, bro. It's just off of that. Hey, didn't have an open mind, I never would have found nothing like that. But I just wanted to just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I'm probably gonna wrap it up. We did it 3 hours. We had that 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and relax my nerves a little bit. And yeah, man, I appreciate you brothers, man, like for real. And everybody that's in the chat. I appreciate y'all for keeping it real, like always. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we're gonna have to keep on putting this truth out there. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna indulge in these books and see if I can connect the dots. I already know I'm gonna come across some crazy shit, man. They when I'm dealing with the elites, they never tend to amaze me one bit. It's always something with these motherfuckers, man. So I hope y'all be ready for that, man, because I know it's gonna be deep, and we're gonna keep on diving deep inside the rabbit hole, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know y'all know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep on thriving because right now, let's not get it twisted. This man is also talking about passing stimulus money and all that, and y'all, man, look here, they gonna purposely crash this economy, man. They doing it all illegally.
They all and see the thing is, Dre, they always been doing it illegal. Because remember, they never claimed this country legally. Everything's been illegal what they did.
Right, so, you got a point because when you think about it, it's not even operating as a country. It's not a country.
Yeah, and then remember also too, even right. Thank you. Even though we said we call it government, all these treaties and shit like that, there's just nothing but other corporations.
Yeah,
that just have different responsibilities. That keep this same infrastructure going on.
It's all that shit medical versus and like government.
But guess what though? I would even call the medical versus government because to me they are one and the same. And now I'm not saying you don't have the. I'm not now to all saying. I'm not saying you don't have some people that want to stick their nose out and do tell the truth that's within that medical system. I'm excluding them. I say they're excluded. I'm talking about the one that keep that same bullshit going, that want to keep treating you and shit instead of curing your ass and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Cause see, and they wanted the same. Cause think about it. Why are they connected with them and stuff? If they're supposed to be two different. If they're supposed to be two different things, and two, all this shit they just doing this stuff. They just be doing stuff saying to have people as guinea pigs and they lab rats.
Yeah. Anytime you deal with any entity out here, you will find that they got their hands in it. That means that they're now working together, aka they're one and the same. Just they're under the same umbrella with just different names and different titles, and that's how they get you. You think you see one name or a title, you see a different name, you assume that they're different entities when they're not. They're intertwining with one another. That's just like with church and state. But you can clearly see that the church and the government are one and the same. You know, how can somebody say you're tax-free? You're tax-free because of the government allows it. I think you should be tax-free because that should be a God-given right.
to not have to pay somebody for something that belongs to you anyway, which is land. So, you know, I mean, think about this. Like the brother Leonardo put on Facebook, I think it was on the lines of something like, how if you believe, how can the government close down the churches when you don't follow the government, but you follow God? That doesn't make sense. God ain't say the churches are closed. Your government did. So who do you follow? Do you follow God or do you follow the government? The answer is simple. They follow the government, which has become. They follow the government, which has become their God, because the government is their God. And that's why they playing this God-like role. They manipulating the animals, your food. They control if you go to jail or not. They control your taxes. They control everything. They're playing God, and you follow their rules as if they are in fact your God. And that's just crazy. That's insane, man. This is the world we live in today, man.
Yep, and I don't care what belief system you want to go with or other thing you want to do, because it's all within the same thing. And even though, you know, Dre, you talked about this many times, and we talked about this, you know, whether you into Egyptian, Greek, Italian, or you're a Muslim and everything else, you all going to following the same shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing different about it. All they is they just switch up the names, switch up a little bit and stuff, throw this in there, but they all got similarities. And it's all chaotic.
So what I'm gonna do is, before I get up out of here, I'm gonna post a link just in case YouTube try to flag this powerful bill. That's the link in the chat to my TrueTube channel. Make sure y'all follow me on TrueTube. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I will warn you though. I will warn you. There's not a guarantee that after you subscribe to my channel, this channel will still exist. I am very known for getting flagged constantly. So, you know, hey, so if they don't hit your boy again, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. You know, I know it works half of the time, but yeah, man, I'm gonna get ready to wrap it on up, man. I appreciate the brother Chris for hosting the actual panel for me. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on, because I can't sign into my stream, y'all, or my Zoom. I don't know, man. There's always some shit going on with me, man, with these folks. But shout out to the brother Chris, the brother Balanced Truth. I see you. Infamous. The brother Leonardo, he was up on here earlier. Shout out to that brother. Hopefully I ain't pissed him off too much.
Dre, man, we fan, bro. You know me, man. I'm gonna go to the end, bro. I'm always gonna be loyalty. Loyalty is royalty to me. I said, bro. Out of anything else.
So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I hope I ain't pissed Leonardo off. You know he the OG, man. You know, but I do get passionate when I talk. That brother got there. He got there. I went to talk about the fruits and vegetables.
Nah. He cool. He posts fire bill. You know, he's still in the house.
Yeah,
so anything.
It just needed to be said though, man, because it's true, because that's what he was talking about, man. That just like with anything else. It's like, bro, we gonna say everything is corrupted, man. You can't be holding to something else, man, and say it's like you can get this outside of this. Because he basically was saying, it's like, I'm not disagreeing with what you said, but the only thing I'm just questioning is it's like the same things that you're saying that's been affected too. Because you can't say everything has been affected, but then that has been affected. That's an oxymoron, man. You can't do that.
No. It's cool. It's cool. He even just
I know Leonardo.
Leo cool. Leo stay dropping gems though. That's OG.
No. I
though.
just want to make it clear so nobody don't think that I just met.
man.
Yeah, no. You were just driving. You just driving it home. I got it though.
No. Just let.
Can I finish? Can I
Yeah,
finish my point?
Just go
I'm
ahead,
getting
bro.
cut. Yeah, I'm getting cut off. I'm getting cut off like crazy. I hope people don't think that I just met Leonardo. I knew Leonardo longer than some people had YouTube channels. This is not nobody that I'm talking about on a panel like I just met him a couple of months ago. Leonardo been following me from the beginning. I've been doing this shit for over 5 years now. So I'm not up here talking about somebody that I do not know. I just met through the grapevine. Somebody know him more than I know him, and no, it ain't like that. You understand? So I probably knew Leonardo longer than probably everybody on the panel. You understand? So this is nothing. It's not a new person that I'm just having a conversation with. All I'm saying is that when we talk about the elites, and I don't care if it's food or not, we can be talking about anything. When we say that, listen, I don't trust these people. I don't trust nothing they come out their mouth, their lives, blah, blah, blah. We have to stand on that. But when we start saying things like, listen, I don't trust NASA and the globe, but when they start talking about gravity, the gravity part is true. Like, really, my nigga? So the globe is fake, but now you saying gravity is real. Now you saying space, the way they describe space is real. So that's what we're doing now. So that's my argument. Yeah, that's my argument. Don't tell me that these niggas are known liars, but yet the same entity are telling you something is true, and then we're gonna follow that shit because it sounds good. That's what I'm standing on. I don't trust the globe model. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't trust the globe model. So if I'm telling you I don't trust the model itself, how can I then try to proceed and tell you that there's some things that NASA said is accurate? Their whole model is a lie. Everything about it is a lie.
Right.
So I'm not going to tell you that, listen, I don't trust the flu shot, but I trust the COVID-19 shot. I trust that shot though. Like, stop it, man. Come on, man. What we doing here? What we doing here, man? I'm not going to be out here telling everybody, man, don't take that flu shot, during flu season and all that. But then COVID come around, I'll be like, yeah, man, y'all about to go out there and get that COVID, bro, because that shit gonna help you. What kind of shit is that? They the ones saying that the COVID vaccine is helping people. FDA is telling people that COVID vaccine is helping people. You know what else FDA also control and put labels on? Your food. Y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know that.
Yep, I know that. I know that. Yep.
So what we doing here? Is the FDA corrupt or not? What we doing here?
Exactly. That's why we say they. That's why
I say all of them is corrupt and structure. All of them.
So when the FDA stamped that organic food, you trust it?
Fuck no.
No, I don't trust it.
So when FDA stamped
this, all I'm gonna say, my brother.
Hey,
can I say this real quick? And I'm gonna mute my mic.
Go ahead, man.
All I'm saying is I trust the fruits more than I trust the meats. So if I'm happy dying, eating my fruits, and you're happy dying, eating your meats, then it's all gravy, man. Much love and much respect, my brothers. I ain't here to argue.
I don't listen. I don't talk to nobody. I talk to everybody. I don't play, like I say, I don't play games with people. When I speak to the family. I don't pick and choose of who I'm talking to because I have a voice and I use my voice for truth because a lot of people listen to me. So I don't target nobody. But we're having a conversation about food and I got damn near 50 people watching my stream. They're gonna hear the whole truth on my stream. Whatever y'all do on y'all streams and whoever y'all talk to, that's your business. I could care less. But when I say I don't trust FDA, that's what the fuck I mean. FDA stamp your fruits. FDA stamp your vegetables.
So I'm telling people that those same entities that's telling you that vaccines are safe are telling you those fruits and vegetables are clean. So I'm not going to have nobody, I don't give a fuck who they is, on my panel or on my side of town telling my people to trust a motherfucker that I'm telling them not to trust. That's what I'm talking about. This shit is bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It ain't got nothing to do with a personal way you eat and how I eat and all. No. I'm talking about the entity itself. It just so happened that we're talking about an entity that controls the food market. I could care less about anything anybody eat. That's their business. My argument is about the corporation, which is FDA. And if anybody couldn't understand that, I'm sorry. But I tried to make it clear as day of who my gripe was with, not with the damn food, because the food is not at fault here. It's the people that's putting shit in it is at fault here. And that's where I stand with it. Like I say, I'm not for the have, that's just me, man. When I the way I do things is the way I do things. I might not agree with everything somebody say, that's fine. But the way I break things down and way I explain it, I want to make sure that not only that I'm being that I'm saying it in the clearest fashion as possible, but I want to make sure I don't leave nothing unturned. I don't want to be telling motherfuckers that, yeah, eat this, but forget to tell them that you do understand that FDA also sanctions this shit. Why wouldn't I tell people that? But I'm supposed to be a teacher. That's my job. My job is to teach, not to half-ass my teachings. Not to give a person half of the story. Because you know who else does that? The same people that talk on these televisions, that's what they do. They don't give you whole stories. They give you half stories. They even half stories are bullshit. So I broke away from being which those that's against us. I don't want to have no traits of the same motherfuckers that got us in shackles. I broke away from them and I do things different from them. If anybody else want to carry on and start and talk against the elites, but then also start showing traits of the elites within them, then I can't fuck with it. I can't fuck with it. Because that means a motherfucker, to me, in my personal opinion, that just means that a person is there, but they're not all the way there, man. They're not all the way there. Because we got to wash our hands when we talk about the elites. We got to start doing things 100% for ourselves. That's what I'm teaching people, how to be self-efficient. Because right now, a lot of people still rely on the government. I get that. Everybody's situation is different. So the only thing I can do is I can't wave a magic wand and make it where everybody got it well. Everybody is growing their own food, but I got the ability to show them how to achieve those things. So I'm not shitting on nobody had way of life or lifestyle, none of that. I don't care. I really don't. You see what I'm saying? But when that's like good, bro. That's like a motherfucker get mad at me. That's just like a person getting mad at me because I'm telling people to get a well dug up on their property, and because they drink, they don't have the ability to do it right now. They like, nah, nigga, the water's still clean because the FDA said so. Like, no, bro, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm actually trying to tell people, listen, this is what I did, and this is how you can do it too. Or this is what you need to do to obtain that. But go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm good. I'm done.
No. I was just saying you good, man. We're gonna end it out, You got anything else to say, Drez?
No, not really, man. I just want to say I appreciate everybody that came through, you know what I'm saying? Again, Leonardo, you, Chris, the brother Infamous, the whole entire True family, Question Everything family, man. We're gonna just keep on trying to thrive until we break these shackles off from around our feet and our damn mind, man.
But I'm gonna leave y'all with a quote that I always say before I shut out my live stream. Let's continue to be teachers and students simultaneously. Let's stop tearing each other down. Let's continue to rise each other up, and always remember that our true power lies in our unification. I'm out, man.
Facts. Let's break these loops as well. You already know how it is. Shout out to TrueTube. Shout out to Dread. Shout out to OG. Shout out to Infamous. Shout out to Balance. Shout out to everybody that came through. You know, we gonna end this. You know, thanks to everybody who came through out in the chat as well. Much love to everybody. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You already know how we get down. And make sure everybody have an account on TrueTube and everybody is following everybody on TrueTube. That's how we're gonna keep this alive. Much love to everybody. Everybody have a great day. Peace and love. We out.
Peace.
Peace.